Hey everyone, it's Terrence Branley, and welcome back to the Grow IT podcast. And today I have Sanjib Nayak. Is that correct? Did I pronounce it correctly, Sanjib?
Yes, that's right.
Great. And he is the founder and CEO of xAQUA. It looks like it's xAQUA, but I was corrected, rightfully so. And they are a unified data platform that is fully integrated with automated no-code data management, analytics solution. And I'm sure we'll get to hear a lot more about this from Sanjib. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Terence.
So tell us a little bit about your background and tell us about your firm.
Sure. You know, uh, I'm the CEO and founder of xAQUA, and before that, I founded Exfusion Technologies, which is an IT consulting organization providing full lifecycle digital transformation for government agencies. And we've been in driver's seat for many large-scale projects. When we say large-scale, means 5 million to $1 billion plus projects. And I'm saying that because to give some background about why we ended up having xAQUA, what is we have today, right? So and then while we are working on those with those customers and large scale integration and data project, we learned things can be done in a better way. There are challenges specifically in the data and analytics space. That's the fundamental challenges that are being overlooked, and that's when we thought that we'll try to build something that is not um, output centric, is more outcome centric, which will be driving more value for the end customer than a technology powerhouse saying that I can process 10 terabytes of data in 5 seconds. Uh, Really, that makes sense to the business. Or Our goal is to deliver a data product that business can trust and monetize from their enterprise assets. So that's the goal basically, and then we work backwards.
So what are the problems that you guys are solving for prospect clients?
So
I know
right.
it's probably a big question there, right? It's like,
No,
well, there's a
no, they're
lot,
very
right?
simple.
But
They're very simple, very fundamental, and very simple. So, as you have seen that over the past decades, you will see every day a new technology is popping up in the data analytics AI space, and because that's so critical for every business, and there are investment money coming in, people are being innovative, and a lot of tools and technologies that are developed uh, that are very smart to solve a specific problem. The question is, with these hundreds of thousands of tools and technologies are available today, but why, if you look at the research, why even 85% of the business cannot leverage those tools to its fullest and create a data driven a culture within the organization, drive decision intelligence within the organization? That's a very fundamental question, and that is where the problems that we are trying to solve here. Most of the organizations, if you see, they face three fundamental problems. One, growing technology complexities, and highly dependent on the skills that are needed to solve even a small problem. Today, I start a data project. I need a dozen of different technologies to be integrated together to end to end. Each of those tools, they are very smart, do things very smart way, but somebody need to plumb them together and do that. And for that, we need highly specialized skills and tools, technologies. There, most of the organizations, they can't afford or they can't hire. Um, there are companies like there are 400 million small business SMB there, um, who may not be able to hire 10 data engineers, 5 data scientists to do a job, including the licensing fees for the tools and technologies. The other problem is that these fragmented tools and technologies, they create silos of people, process, and technology. So they live in their own silo, creating disconnected processes. Oh, I need to have this. My business user is asking for this report. It goes to IT. IT says, "Oh, I need to bring this data." It goes to business. Can you sign this BA agreement? And then I get the data. I need to clean the data. I need to bring it here. Oh, data got changed. So I need to refresh, run that next schedule, all those things, right? Those are all disconnected processes, disconnected people, and disconnected data. They are very inefficient. And at the end of the day, business need to maintain a dozen of licenses and a dozen of people army. So the traditional approach where you bring a dozen of technology and a dozen of people, put them together, and hoping that my data analytics problem will be solved, right? So this is where business is struggling more to solve technology problem rather than focusing on driving value from their data assets what they have. So the focus is shifted from technology business to technology there. Third problem is it takes too much time and costs too much money. So those are the three fundamental problems that are there, and with xAQUA, we tried to solve this problem, those three problems. So, and that's why we kind of developed this solution.
So I want to delve into a little deeper, but the question I have is, you talk about technology, the technology advancement, both in like SaaS software, the different types of technology that you can implement into a business are so much more readily available and easier to do so now, which has probably created a lot of the problems that you're trying to help businesses almost unwind, correct?
Right. Yeah, imagine, if you are sitting in front of a pile of Lego blocks and you don't have an instruction and you are trying to create a shape out of that, you need to know, you need to be a masterpiece to connect them together and maintain them together, right? So there are technologies available. So this is where we adopted this principle called Lisa. So L stand for leverage. We said we are not going to reinvent the wheel. We are going to leverage the technologies that are developed already, and then we integrate them together so that we are going more towards solution, not a output. We are going towards the outcome, and then we create an automation layer, and then we create this interactive user experience layer where the solution, the first thing is that complexity from chaos to cohesion. So from the complex to simple. So how we can simplify the problem so that every user, irrespective of their technology skill level, they can prepare their own data, they can perform their analytics. So that's why this no code platform we have created where user can do mostly with a configuration, and system will do the code generation. It will take care of that what the user needs, and it all happens behind the scene. User doesn't even know what is going on there. Second thing is that so you are basically democratizing data analytics and AI for users at every skill level. Second problem that I told you, the true democratization happens when it's accessible to companies of every size. There are 400 million SMBs across the world, and they really, I can give you dozens of examples, companies sitting in the heart of Silicon Valley. And if you look at their data and analytics state, you will see where they are, and those companies are not very small. They are like 200, $300 million companies, publicly traded companies, right? So they need to be helped, right? And they need help. So if we develop a solution which is affordable to most of the SMBs, also scalable to larger enterprise, that's what we built here. So that there can be low cost usage based pricing, affordable pricing, and for the SMB marketplace, at the same time scale it up to the level where the larger enterprise they need, right? So that is number two. The third thing is that the efficiency and the productivity. How can you bring down the cost and the efficiency, the speed of delivery, the quality of your product, right? So this is where we have automated the solution, plus we have integrated AI into the solution. And this is where the next generation of data analytics, where a human and AI, they form a team together. So the our platform delivers the co-pilots. We don't call them pilot because data world cannot is not ready yet to have a pilot, right? So we call them co-pilots. They are data analysts, they are data engineers, they are data AI specialists who are your co-pilot. They will be working with your human team and boost up 20 times productivity and 10 times at a lesser cost. You can deliver your solution. So this is the next generation of data analytics, and we integrated we eliminated the silos where user can connect on the left side, they can connect all their diverse data sources, and on the other side you have the decision intelligence coming, everything that you need in between, integrating data, cleansing, transforming the data, preparing analytics, training your predictive models, and then you are chatting with your unstructured data sitting on your enterprise. Everything happens within our platform. So it's a true collaboration platform where you are not logging into 20 different tools. Your business technology team, your advocates, everybody is logging into one platform. They can see your enterprise assets. We treat data as an asset. Every product that you build, we call it data product. Whether it's a set of data that business need, whether that coming from 5 different sources, we are integrating them together and we deliver it to the data product catalog and use that data product to train your machine learning model, or do some predictive analytics. You can do all of them under one platform. So that's why this is all in one. What we today we call it, people are calling it unified platform. I'm very happy that 4 years back, when we started this project, we called it unified platform. And today you will see from Azure, Microsoft to Google to AWS, everybody is saying that we have a unified platform, right? Unified platform. But there is a certain difference between what do you call it, a toolbox versus, like you can say, a pile of car parts versus an
Hmm.
assembled car, right? So
Yep.
you can say, yeah, I have the tire, I have the steering, I have the engine. Go bring your people, assemble it, and bring your own car. What we are saying, that the car is ready for you, you can customize the way you want to, and then you drive it, right? And so your end goal is driving. So this is where we are enabling the end users to perform their self. It's kind of a self-drive car, but it can be still highly customized for your own experience.
Hmm. Let's. I want to talk about some success stories. People love success stories, right? And how they've been able to implement that. I want to first clarify, because you're talking a lot about SMBs, and that's typically not. Usually, when I'm talking with consulting firms, they're talking about mid market or enterprise. So I want you to kind of differentiate for us as you talk, maybe through some of these success stories of your clients, as
Mhm.
to kind of where they fall and what maybe your definition is of an SMB.
Right. So there I the SMBs are typically those companies who are like 500 to 1,000 employees, companies, um, in any business domain. And I can tell you certain success story with some of our enterprise customer that we are working on. I can take the name because
Sure.
I'm not permitted to. One of the customer where they were struggling to migrate their dirty data into Salesforce platform, right? We did that in 6 weeks time, with one person, with our platform, without writing any code. We are working with large enterprise customer where we are building AI bots and a data solution. Those are like companies who manage $300 billion of funds for benefits. So those are like larger companies that are being very successful there. And small business areas, we are working with few customers where they are like, 150 million dollar organization, $200 million organizations, like that. Um, so in these organizations, typically the challenges that I see, one is that there are sectors where they are not very shiny organization for professionals, right? Like so you might not find the best talent. Even if you have fund, you may not get that. Uh, People working for you there, or sometimes they don't have enough fund to do that, but still they need to have those analytics and stuff, right? So you are talking about companies who are able to spend, let's say, 20, 30, $40,000 per year, for a small medium sized business, to companies who might be spending 1 million on the platform, right? So that's the span. So that's how we architected. Our goal is to serve the SMB market using SaaS based solution where they can come and they can do their stuff very quickly, very easily. Um, and also we have a great support team because we come from consulting background, so we have that experience how to serve a customer. We are just not a product company. We have the 15 years of experience serving customers, large customers, small customers. So we know what it takes to make the project successful. So we blend that together with the great customer support and the great product together. So when we go to a customer, we don't ask them, uh, this is our product, and how it will work for you. We ask them what is that they're trying to solve, and we start from there, and then we define a solution, and see how that solution can be implemented using our product. That's the top down approach we normally take with our customers.
Well, it wouldn't be the Grow IT podcast if we didn't talk about growth. And obviously, you've experienced growth not only in your current company but with your other, previous firm, Xfusion. And I guess I'd ask you is what are some of the challenges that you face in growing your current firm right now as you look to capitalize on obviously on AI and there's all sorts of challenges that come with growth. Almost like status quo is almost a much easier path sometimes. So
Right.
those of us that are torturous and try to grow our firms, we're a different breed. But what are some of the challenges and things that you're facing?
The challenge is, it's not really challenge. I would say we didn't put a lot of focus to do a lot of marketing and sales activities. Last 3 4 years, we've been very heads down and dedicated on the product, the implementation. It's a bootstrapped product, and now it's a time now we are working on taking the services and the solution to the next level, where literally focused on bringing customers value. And and we are excited on one thing is that how we are seeing the data and analytics world going to receive as we go. Really, it's a big data or it's a small data. So do we need this cluster of huge servers and solutions are built on top of that? Do we need that? Majority of the companies, do they need those kind of huge solution, or they can be satisfied with a very slim, trim, and smart solution that they need for their size of the company? So, like, got to rethink about the size and what you need, not going by the product, it's going by the need.
How do you well? And speaking of the excitement, that's kind of what I was going to go to. Is how do you encapsulate that in your go-to-market strategy, whether it be from a marketing standpoint or from a sales or account executive standpoint? Like, how do you take that energy of what you guys have there, and how do you go to market with it to grow your firm?
Right. So again, as I said, this is a new paradigm, new way of doing things. So we are working on thought leadership, marketing through marketing, like white papers or articles, videos, and showing case studies that how things can be done in a smarter, cheaper, and better way and more efficient way, right? How can you size your solution accordingly, and then find out what's the best product treatment for our customers problem. So at coaching the customers, working with them as a true consultant, and helping them out to identify the right solution for them. So this is where building up the success story on this new era of data analytics, um, and all, of course, bringing AI into it. um, and So that's where we are starting with the thought leadership, who are serving our existing customer base, showing them how to do things in a better way. That's where we started, and getting into the SMB place, marketplace, and demonstrate. So basically, what I see is that we need to show the organization how things can be done in a different way. So that is via webinars, via white papers, maybe doing a proof of concept with them, showing them things like we are doing proof of concept with many of our customers. It's a pre-proof of concept. We take a couple of use cases, that's their immediate problem, and we solve those problems and we demonstrate how this platform can efficiently address those problems, solve those problems in a very short period of time. So
That's what I was just actually going to ask you in terms of, and I want you to stay on that proof of concept in terms of, what are some different paths that a new client or prospect takes with you. And I'd love to hear more about the proof of concept kind of journey. Maybe it's way for a client or, prospect to have you come to the organization and give them kind of an assessment or an idea of what they could do and try and implement, like you said, a siloed proof of concept to demonstrate not only how your platform can impact their business, but how you can be seen as a valued partner. But maybe you can kind of walk us through that.
right. So like with one of our customer, when we started talking, it's a large enterprise customer. They gave us almost 8 use cases to solve, and each of those use cases, the primary objective was workforce automation. So they have lots of technology people who are doing manual programming, data analysis, and testing, data migration testing, and stuffs like that. And we needed to demonstrate how this platform can help them to automate the solution. Let's say you want to create some test data out of your production system, clone it, transform it, and then create thousands of records of that which are de-identified, and then you load it to a test system to test it, right? And we could demonstrate it in 10 minutes. You ask the question in natural language, and then you generate the query, bring the data, and then do transformation and load it to another system. So this whole workflow, this is what I say, that the the power of an integrated platform that gives you a streamlined workflow rather than disconnected tools and processes. Oh, I do this here, I copy this, I put it in S3 bucket, my another tool is going to pick it up and then it's going to do it, and things like that. No, you are painting that whole workflow in under one platform sitting on your browser. You are doing that whole thing there and in the quickest time, right? And that was very happy moment for them, right? They have like 30-40,000 pages of documentation from their recent modernization project, which has functionality, rules, policies, all those kind of stuff. And we created this AI bot for them, um, which is essentially brings every information on their to their fingertip, right? Now, because the security is paramount here, the everything need to be SOC 2 type 2 compliant. So even before we started doing anything, we had to answer almost 200 questions on security, how we comply to those security. And we are getting SOC 2 type 2 certification, GDPR and HIPAA certification by end of this quarter. We have a year-long path on that, and we are almost completed that. So we will be SOC 2 type 2 compliant, so that because we give data security, one of the it's a security first platform. Everybody is worried about that. We use AI, but AI in a very highly secured manner for our customers who are very sensitive about their data. It's a complete private LLM deployment, our own models that they can use. They are not going to go to ChatGPT or Google Gemini or any of those outside. It's inside their environment in a closed box. So everything is highly secured. Our AI implementation is highly secured. Our AI agents doesn't go outside to do any work. It's everything is done within their box. So that's why the solution is. So these are the challenges that when customer you ask for a POC, they ask you a question like how secure is your platform, how scalable it is, all right? How can it fit into my organization, things like that. Once you pass that hoop architectural and security questionnaires and stuff, then you are given certain use cases and say, okay, can you solve this for me and demonstrate. Once you do that, then they will trust on you. Then they will say, okay, now I am ready to purchase your licenses and services, right? So there are a few hoops that you need to pass. But
Mm-hmm.
again, we just rolled out the product. There is no name for the product in the market. Nobody knows, right? Obviously, we are not Microsoft, we are not Google, we are not any big name in the market. So we need to give those tests. We need to write those tests, and each test is going to build our story, success story, and that's the one of the critical criteria of our go-to-market is that our focus is not raise $500 million fund. Our focus is to build customer story first, success story, and this is where we are focusing our time. We give red carpet to every customer, and and then work hand in hand, and we make sure that we are being able to solve their problem. If we are not being able to solve their problem, that means we are failing. We are failing. Our product is failing. So we don't want to take that defeat. So we work and we make sure it works.
It's a great approach. It works, right? I mean,
End of the day, it has to work. It has to work. And customer need to take their balance sheet and say that, hey, we wrote this check to xAQUA and what we got out of that. And can we justify as a provider, can we justify that balance sheet? That's important for us.
that's the fun part about business, right? Is you can provide the solutions, but it's got to have a return on investment attached to it.
Right.
Well, listen, Sanjib, if a business owner or executive is watching, this today and wondering not only if you can help them, but how fast you can help them, what would you tell them is a good next step, and how can they learn more about you guys?
I would say that there is a transition coming in the day how we uh, integrate data, drive decision intelligence using and monetize the enterprise assets that we have. The there are ways that things can be done in a faster, cheaper, and smarter way, and there are technologies that are available that can solve that. One of those that we built, it took us 4 years, and we built it based on our learning from very large scale integrations, not from our college books. So we have baked in most the use cases that an enterprise customer will need to effectively establish the data culture, the data driven culture, right? So we are happy to talk to those organizations who are having those problems. We can sit with them, work with them to come up with a solution. That solution can be xAQUA, that solution can be something else, but we'll be happy to talk to the customers.
What's a good way for them to get a hold of you? Is it to your website, and you're on LinkedIn as well?
Yes, LinkedIn website. Yeah, there are forms on the website as well, and we are watching out LinkedIn. My LinkedIn information here. You can.
I'll make sure and put the links. That's why I always check with people if that's the two best places, usually are LinkedIn and their websites. And I'll make sure that we get the links in the body here. But well, I greatly appreciate your time today. I'm grateful you came on the Core IT podcast, and we'll look forward to talking with you again.
Thank you, Terence. Thank you very much for having me.